Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'll walk you through how I deployed a front-end application built with React and TypeScript to AWS S3 using only AWS CloudShell and AWS CLI. This is a simple and effective way to host static websites without any EC2 instance or container setup, and let's get started. So at the end of this video, you guys are going to have an application that looks exactly like this. It's just a simple app for drivers, for students to basically book drivers and their campus rides. So first things first, you need to sign into your AWS account. To do that, you can just go to console.aws.amazon.com. Sign into your account, choose your region, and then you can check this top here. You see this terminal icon. Just click on the terminal icon to open CloudShell. So sometimes it's going to take 1 to 2 minutes. And now you need to clone the GitHub repository. I've already put together a detailed documentation on how I did it, so you can also follow this. So you have the prerequisite, etc. So the next thing you're going to do here is to copy this command, git clone. I'll drop the link in the description. Just paste it. Paste. Yep. And then I cd into Ride Smart. Clear up my screen. Let me increase this a little bit for everyone to see. Yep, this is perfect. So if I run ls, I'm going to see these the files. These are the application files. So right now I just have to run this command, npm install. And since it's a demo app, you just ignore some of the warnings that you're going to get. The reason why I'm running npm install is to basically install the necessary packages that the application needs to run effectively. So npm install installs all the dependencies that the app needs. I can see just install that. Next thing you're going to do is to run npm run build. npm run build. And what this command does is that it packages this front-end application into static files that can be rendered or hosted by Amazon S3. So if you say npm run build and hit enter, it's going to take a while to basically package this website. Yeah, so the app was just built, and if you ls, let's run this command, you're going to see a new folder just got created called the dist folder. So this folder here basically holds all the packaged application, like packaged into static files rather. So if you say cd dist and you ls, you're going to see these are static files, and most importantly, you're going to see index.html. Very important. So we have this now, but how do we host this application right now? So that's where S3 come in. Right, so first of all, we need to create our S3 bucket, and you can use that. You can do that using the command I used over here, or you can actually do that using the console. So I can copy this, or I can use the console using AWS CLI or the console. But let's just go with the console. You can see come to Amazon S3 here, and then I go to create bucket. I type the name of the bucket, make sure it's globally unique. For me, it's just Ride Smart Frontend. Yep, Ride Smart Frontend. Uncheck this box because it's going to be a public bucket, and I acknowledge this. So these are just security measures. Alright, but since the bucket is going to serve a public website, everyone needs to authenticate, so create bucket. So the bucket was successfully created. So what's the next thing we are going to do? We need to copy the files in this dist folder. All the files in the dist folder, just the dist folder, not the whole application folder, into S3. And to do that, we can run this simple command, AWS S3 cp dot, which means every file in the current directory needs to be copied to, then we specify our destination. The destination of this is going to be S3 :/ ride smart -frontend. So make sure to rename your bucket, right? Ride smart -frontend, and then you use --recursive or -r. When you hit this, it basically uploads the files to the bucket. And to check that, if you scroll down and come here, you refresh this page, you're going to see the bucket was created, and then you see all the files here. This is the file that we are going to try to open. So let's copy the URL, and then let's try to open this. So you're going to get this XML file does not appear to have any style information, blah blah blah. This is just basically an error saying access denied. You don't have the permission to open this website. Why? Because our bucket, the permissions on our bucket does not allow files to be public. So if we scroll up to permissions, you are going to see the bucket policy here is currently empty. So let's click on edit to edit the policy, and then come back to my documentation here, scroll down to this, and you're going to see this JSON file, and this is just the bucket policy. So let's copy this, and then let's paste this here. Also make sure to rename your bucket Ride smart frontend. So if yours is different, which it should be, you rename your bucket, else it's not going to work. Okay, so successfully edited our policy. So up next, let's still check our website, our bucket. You come back to properties, you scroll down till you find static web hosting, and then you are going to edit it so you can basically enable static website hosting. The index document, of course, is index.html, and we don't have an error document for now, so we don't need that. You save changes. All right, come back to your object, then you are going to see, scroll down to index.html, copy the URL, and let's open this in a new file, in a new tab rather. So you can see the app is online, and you can see 404, but let's click on go home. Look at how the app basically looks like. I'm a driver, continue, etc. So this is just the front end, and it does nothing. And in other tutorials, we're going to learn how to deploy the backend and also the database on other platforms, for example AWS EKS, AWS ECS, just to get hands-on experience. Thank you guys for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, before I go, let's do a cleanup. So since we are done with this tutorial now, the next thing to do is basically to delete all our resources. But if you want to keep it running for demo purposes to put in your portfolio, sure, you can do that. But if you want to just wipe it out to avoid some cost, which is very small, you can also do that. So I'll delete just to empty my bucket, permanently delete. Yeah, permanently delete object. You can see it's deleted. Come here to the bucket, and then let's delete the bucket itself. To delete the bucket, copy this, drag and drop, and then delete the bucket. So that's it. We just cleared off everything. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.